I want to be clear, we will likely need another short-term extension of the stay home, stay safe order. When we do start to re-engage, it will have to be very thoughtful and precise, mitigating risk to all and mitigating the risk of a second wave. But we will start to re-engage. We will have a plan, and we will start to share that in more depth as we get closer to next week. Michiganders will still need to stay home unless they're doing things that are explicitly permitted by the order. We've got to get this right. That's the most important thing. As I've talked to business leaders, as I've talked to families, as I've talked to those who've lost a loved one to COVID-19, we all recognize, even if we might disagree on the cadence and the timeline, we all recognize that a second wave would be devastating to our state, to our people, and to our economy.
Governor, you mentioned we'll likely need a short-term extension of the stay-at-home order. Do you have a window of dates that you're looking at for that short-term extension, and will it be statewide or will it be based on regions?
So what we know is that we are going to have to look at the process of re-engaging sectors of our economy as the Trump administration likes to call them phases. Some people refer to them as stages. I like the thought of waves. You know, I don't know, maybe it's the water. You know, everything is about water here in Michigan, right? The Great Lakes. Regardless, it's not all going to happen overnight. And so we know that there will be a need for an extension of some sort. We know that even when we get to a stable moment, that people who are compromised, who are vulnerable to COVID-19, are still going to need to stay home. And so some version will be in effect for a while. What we know right now is that we are seeing a trend where our numbers look pretty good. We know that we still need to do more robust testing. And once we get our hands on swabs and reagents, we can double, maybe even triple the amount of tests that we're conducting in Michigan, and that will be absolutely essential. But we see these signs and know that perhaps we can start to take some small steps forward. I'll articulate that a little bit with a little more clarity when we return on Friday for the briefing. But I think that now is an appropriate time to reassess the breadth of the current stay-at-home order, to assess the scope of what the next one might look like. I'm as eager as anyone to start re-engaging sectors of our economy, but we all know we've got to be really smart about what that looks like, and so it will be in waves. There will be some form of a stay-at-home order in effect for a long time here, and I know when I say that, everyone's going to speculate, what does that mean? What it simply means is that for the near future, we know that it's not going to be safe for especially vulnerable population to be out and about publicly, and so people who have COPD, people who are over the age of 65, are going to have to continue to stay at home. The vast majority of people will for a short time being, but we will start to loosen that up as days get closer and as time goes and as our testing ramps up.